12 men walked beside Jesus Christ. They ate with him, doubted him, and watched him die. But their own stories didn't end at the resurrection. They were only beginning. According to church tradition, 11 of the 12 original disciples died as martyrs, scattered across 3 continents, refusing to renounce their faith even when it cost them everything. This is how they died. Peter, the fisherman who denied Christ 3 times, became the boldest of them all. Tradition holds that he was crucified in Rome under Emperor Nero, and that Peter asked to be crucified upside down, believing himself unworthy to die the same way as his Lord. Andrew Rana. 1 o'clock, Peter's brother Andrew carried the gospel to Greece. Church tradition says he was bound, not nailed, to an X-shaped cross in the city of Patras, where he reportedly preached to onlookers for 2 days before he died. James, son of Zebedee. James holds a grim distinction. His death is the only apostolic martyrdom recorded directly in Scripture. Acts 12 tells us King Herod Agrippa had him executed by the sword, making him the first of the 12 to be martyred. John, the youngest disciple, was the only one tradition says died of old age. But his path wasn't easy. He was exiled to the island of Patmos, where, according to legend, he survived being boiled in oil before receiving the vision that became the Book of Revelation. Philip carried the gospel into Asia Minor. Tradition places his death in the city of Hierapolis, where he was executed. Most accounts describe a crucifixion, after his preaching was said to have converted a Roman governor's wife. Bartholomew. Few deaths in Christian tradition are remembered as brutal as Bartholomew's. Preaching in Armenia, he is said to have been flayed alive before being beheaded, a fate later immortalized in Renaissance art, including Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel. Thomas, the disciple once known as Doubting Thomas, traveled further than any other apostle, all the way to India. Tradition says he was killed by spearmen near modern-day Chennai at a hill still known today as St. Thomas Mount. Matthew, the former tax collector who wrote one of the 4 Gospels, is said to have preached in Ethiopia or Persia, depending on the tradition. Most accounts describe his death by the sword, though the precise details vary widely among ancient sources. James, son of Alphaeus, often called James the Less, his death is one of the most debated. Some traditions say he was stoned by religious leaders in Jerusalem. Others claim he was clubbed to death after refusing to deny Christ. Thaddeus, which is also known as Jude, sometimes called Thaddeus, is said to have preached alongside Simon the Zealot in Persia. Tradition holds that both men were martyred there together. Jude reportedly killed with a club or an axe. Simon the Zealot Simon, once part of a militant Jewish movement before following Christ, is said to have died alongside Jude in Persia. Some traditions claim he was sawn in half, a brutal death echoed in later Christian art depicting him with a saw as his symbol. Matthias, chosen to replace Judas Iscariot after the betrayal, Matthias is the least documented of the 12. Tradition places his death by stoning, followed by beheading, in a region historians still debate today. Historians note that most of these accounts come from early church tradition rather than verified historical record. Yet for 2,000 years, they've stood as testimony to a conviction stronger than fear of death. Which apostle's story struck you the most? Let me know in the comments and subscribe for more deep dives into biblical history.